In this question, we have two identical right circular cylinders. Each have a height of 40 centimeters. The surface area of each cylinder alone is pi t centimeters squared. If the cylinders are glued together along a circular base, the resulting cylinder has a surface area of pi multiplied by 5r squared plus t centimeters squared. And then the question says, what is the length of the radius in centimeters of each of the right circular cylinders? And we have four options right here. So as you can see here, we have these two diagrams. One of them is for one cylinder that has a height of 40 and a known radius. They are already glued together, the two cylinders, along the circular base. So the height becomes 80 and the radius is still unknown. And our task here is to get the value of the r, which is the radius of any of the circular cylinders. We need to remember that surface area formula. The formula of the surface area can be this surface area equals to 2 pi r h, 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. From where did we get this formula? 2 pi r, which is the circumference of the base circular base here, multiplied by h, and this gives us the lateral area of this cylinder. And we still have two bases. So we write two circles, and the circle here has an area of pi r squared. This is the surface area of this first part. And we can replace the surface area of this cylinder by this number, pi t, because it says the surface area of each cylinder alone is pi t. So we can write pi t here equals to 2 pi r multiplied by h, and h here is 40, plus 2 pi r squared. We can easily simplify this, or we can divide by pi in both sides. Dividing by pi here, here, and here gives us this value. Pi cancels pi, so we have t equals to 2 times 40 is 80r, and the pi's are cancelled, so 80r plus, when pi cancels pi, we have 2r squared. And we keep this equation for later. And then we'll go to that second diagram right here. When they are glued together, we have the same formula. We can apply the same formula here. Surface area of this, which is given already in here, because the question says when they are glued together, the surface area is pi into 5r squared plus t. So we can write here pi is 5r squared plus t equals to the same thing written here, but we just consider the height to become 80, not 40, because they are two cylinders connected together or glued together. So 2 pi r multiplied by 80 instead of this h here, plus 2 pi r squared. We can also divide by pi in both the sides, dividing here by the value of pi for the three terms in this equation gives us 5 r squared plus t equals to 2 times 80 is 160, and we have the letter r, but pi cancels pi, and then plus r squared, because here also pi cancels the other pi, 2r squared. This equation right here consists of two letters. This is 5, two letters only, r and t, but t here can be replaced with this value from the first equation. So we can replace t by the 80r plus 2r squared, and we write this equation like this: 5r squared plus, instead of t, we write 80 r plus 2r squared. Then the right side stays as they are, 160 r plus 2r squared. You can easily cancel out these 2r squared from both sides, because if one of them moves to the other side, they will leave the value of 0. So now we have this equation right here. We can also move this 80r to the other side, or move this 160 to this side. Both are okay. So we can write 5r squared plus 80r minus 160r is equal to 0. We can add these together, or combine these two terms together, because they contain the same, or they are like terms. So 80r minus 160r is negative 80r. So 5r squared minus 80r is equal to 0. And when we divide by r, both sides for all the terms here, divide all by r, we get this simple equation. 5r, because the r here cancels the r down here, so it's still, we stay with 1r, and then minus 80 only because the r's are cancelled, and of course 0 over anything is still 0. We can now move the 80 to get 5r equals to 80, and then we divide by 5 in both sides to get r equals to 16. Once we get the value of 16, you know now that the radius is equal to 16, which is the solution of this equation. So radius of the equation is equal to 16. And when the question asks, for example, to get the value of the surface area, or maybe the volume of the cylinder, you can just apply the formulas, because the 16 here is or the radius is very important piece of information to be known before getting the surface area or any of the other things related to these cylinders. Thank you very much.